Live from Ball State University, news for the campus community and all of Delaware County. This is NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening. Welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Robert Conant.
And I'm Carla Fernandez. Thanks for joining us on this Monday night. A fatal bicycle accident on Wheeling Avenue has taken a surprising turn. 68-year-old Rodney Steins died yesterday after being struck by a vehicle while riding on the bicycle in Cardinal Grain Way. Police wanted to wait to release his name until they notified next of kin. Rodney Steins' only living relative was then discovered dead in her apartment early this morning. The Delaware County Coroner's Office estimates Trulie Steins died sometime last week. After police were unsuccessful in locating Rodney Steins' relatives, an officer was sent to Trulie Steins' home and discovered the 69-year-old was dead. Authorities have been unsuccessful in locating relatives for Trulie and Rodney Steins. Trulie Steins' death is currently under investigation.
A Ball State student is still recovering at IU Health Ball Memorial Hospital tonight after being injured in a separate bicycle accident on campus Friday morning. Investigation continues on how sophomore Alex Ron wrecked his bike on McKinley Avenue, but according to Dustin Meeks, who is a close friend of Ron and talked with the sophomore, there's reason for concern on how authorities will piece everything together.
The bike is in fine physical shape, so it wasn't a malfunction of the bike. The chain was intact. He couldn't have hit a vehicle because a witness would have said that. A person didn't walk in front of him, they would have been injured, and he was too far away from a crosswalk for a person to have walked out in front, and he tried to brake and threw himself over the handlebars by braking wrong. So to be honest, it's really kind of a mystery. There's no logical conclusion to my mind. To be honest, I think that the only person who is really going to know what happened that morning is Alex, and Alex doesn't remember the entire day of Friday, so it's a mystery.
And if you plan on heading to downtown Muncie, beware of streets closed and restriction on traffic flow this week. This in part to accommodate the ongoing Muncie Sanitary District Drainage Project. Restrictions along High Street between Adams and Charles should be noted, as well as the intersection of Jackson and Franklin. Construction for the downtown hotel will affect Victor and Seymour Street, which will remain closed until further notice. And something else to kind of look forward to, is the change in weather. We're kind of seeing that fall change now. Yeah,
I know. I had to wear a hoodie this morning. Yeah. What's up with that? We're going to take our first look at weather with Ellen Fritz. Ellen?
All right, thanks, guys. Okay, well, current temperatures around Indiana are actually a little bit chillier. 67 in Indianapolis, 63 in Muncie, and 63 also in Kokomo. And headlines to look forward to in the weather. It's going to be beautiful, dry Tuesday. Now, severe weather chances for Wednesday night and a preview of some possible fall weather by the end of the week. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Ellen. A new virus is infecting children throughout the country. Enterovirus D68 is a rare respiratory illness. Symptoms are easily confused with the common cold. As the virus progresses, patients develop a fever, severe cough, rash, wheezing, and difficulty of breathing. There are no current vaccines or treatments. Only over-the-counter medications and rest seem to be helping. 10 states have requested assistance with the virus from the CDC, and it has been confirmed by the Indiana State Department of Health that 3 people in northern Indiana have the enterovirus. However, it is not confirmed whether or not these patients have the D68 type. Hospitals here in the state will be prepared to handle many patients with EV D68 symptoms.
And stay tuned to find the latest information on the enterovirus that is spreading throughout the country.
And a police officer is arrested after attempting to force his wife to sign an unusual contract. We'll have the full story for you when we come back.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
This is NewsLink Indiana.
Welcome back. An Indiana man is in jail and facing 38 charges after authorities say he forced his wife into sex slavery. Court documents detail the sexual and physical abuse police say she suffered. CNN's Scott Atkins has the story.
Beyond the brick and mortar houses a sex slave dungeon where prosecutors claim Kenneth Hardin imprisoned, sexually abused, and tortured a woman more than once in front of a child. Hardin is accused of 38 counts of rape, battery, and criminal confinement against his wife, who told officers she would scream and yell for help, hoping a neighbor would call police.
Yeah, we could hear them fighting sometimes, and we hear a lot of loud noises upstairs, but I never thought anything of it.
Neighbor Tyler Devers also noticed something else was odd. She always wore a leather collar.
It was just a black strap, and you could see where the hook is, where the chain could go into it. She would wear it up there at the bus stop, and she wore it everywhere she went.
The collar was all part of a sex slave contract prosecutors say Hardin enforced every day. She told police she met him online last year through Craigslist. He said he was a godly man. They both talked about the Bible and how much religion meant to them. They soon married. And then Hardin revealed to her he's a sadist. What started out as experimentation in the bedroom escalated into abuse. Not only would he lead her around on a collar, prosecutors say he would force her head and hands into a wooden box after her child went to school. There were times he would duct tape her and tie her up all day. Charging documents go on to detail graphic sexual and physical abuse, all while she hoped and prayed someone would hear her through the apartment walls.
We heard the banging around and stuff up there. Like I said, I didn't even expect that. I mean, that's pretty bizarre.
The woman told police that she couldn't leave Hardin because he administered her medicine for her severe diabetes.
Prosecutors have charged an Indiana couple with kidnapping a woman. The woman was locked in a small wooden cage meant for a dog and made her a sex slave since July. Rick Roy House Jr. and Kendra Tooley were charged with rape, kidnapping, and other counts. The woman from Evansville was released by Tooley's ex-husband, Ron Higgs, who said he begged him to let her go. After offering to purchase her, Higgs promised the woman he would free her. The woman told police she had been beaten and raped during the 59 days she was held captive. Prosecutors said the woman was forced to wear a red dog collar and was restrained with zip ties and bungee cords. Bail was set for House at $500,000 and $150,000 for Tooley.
A recent Ball State University study shows the best option for the state's smaller districts is to consolidate. Director of the research, Michael Hicks, provided the information from the university's Center for Business and Educational Research. The recent studies have addressed decreased funding and declined enrollment among the union school districts in Modoc. A meeting held for the recent suggestions on consolidating was held today, providing various results on this research. One of this concluding in the ability to offer a wide range of classes and more extracurricular activities.
And now it's time for a new segment on NewsLink Indiana. We're excited to introduce tonight.
Yeah, each night we will have a reporter go out and ask the public their thoughts on a certain topic. We like to call it Quick Question.
And Alec Edick has tonight's quick question regarding a disturbing twist to a popular challenge.
Guys, the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge was an absolute hit. The ALS Foundation reported over $110 million in donations. But when two teens decided they wanted to dump human feces on top of an autistic boy, they entered themselves into a whole brand new challenge. I asked what Ball State freshman Ellen Bauer thought about this heinous story.
I think there should be a lot of community service time, and they should maybe have to volunteer at some sort of organization that works with autistic children so they can better understand and not joke around like that in the future.
Do you know anybody who is autistic?
Yeah, two of my good friends are autistic.
And then so, can you relate this story to them? Is that kind of how it's heartfelt to you?
They're just very, very nice people, and I mean, all autistic people that I've met have just been extremely nice, so I just think that that's a really horrible thing that would happen to somebody, because these people are one of the nicest that there are.
So it's just not autistic people in general, but it's like all people. No, it shouldn't happen to just
I mean, it
anybody.
should happen to anybody,
Right.
But I mean, especially to somebody who generally is they're generally very nice and open and understanding.
Right. Now, guys, actors Jenny McCarthy and Mark Wahlberg have matched Drew Carey's offer, making a total $20,000 in rewards cash if these teens are found. But, guys, all we can hope is that the Bay Village, Ohio Police Department can catch these bullies. Rob and Carla?
It was once the fastest and tallest roller coaster in the world, but until tonight, it erupted in flames. Fire broke out at the Colossus ride at Magic Fountain in California today. The Colossus was shut down on August 17th, so it could be replaced by a newer version of the ride. The park was closed and the ride was being disassembled when it caught on fire. Firefighters dozed the structure, but part of it collapsed. And the Twisted Colossus was scheduled to open in spring 2015. When it first opened in 1978, the classic wooden roller coaster was the world's tallest and fastest.
Former California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger was in Sacramento today for the unveiling of his official portrait. The painting was created by fellow Austrian Gottfried Heinwein. The portrait will hang on the 3rd floor of the state capitol next to Schwarzenegger, predecessor Governor Greg Davis.
And sunny skies and mild temperatures certainly have made a great start to this week, Rob.
Yeah, that's for sure. It has been nice. However, storms return to the forecast on Wednesday. NewsLink Indiana forecaster Ellen Fritz has the details after the break.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
This is NewsLink Indiana.
And welcome back. Carla, I tell you what, I woke up this morning freezing. I had to put a hoodie on today. What's up with that?
Definitely. I finally was able to wear my scarf, so it's really, really nice temperature. I love fall weather.
Yeah, hopefully it will stick around. We're going to throw it to Ellen Fritz, and she'll give us all the details of this week. Ellen?
Thanks, guys. Well, right now it's currently 63, so a little chilly, like Rob was saying. But the dew point is what's really important right now. It's at 54. It's been pretty muggy and kind of gross outside lately, very humid, but that low dew point means that things are calming down in that department. Definitely great. Now, when it comes to current temperatures around Indiana, Lafayette 63, 59 in Bloomington, and also 63 in Muncie. And as you can see throughout the night, temperatures are going to drop off significantly. So at 9 a.m. it's going to be only 58 degrees. So wear a jacket because it's going to be a little bit chilly out there for sure. Now, if we look out on radar, there's not really much of anything happening. But if we zoom out to go nationwide, we see a little bit more of exciting stuff happening. Here in southern Iowa, there's a little bit of storm systems. And then here over in Denver and southwestern United States, there's a little bit of other storms happening. But don't worry, tomorrow is going to be beautiful with a high of 80 degrees and mild winds at 1 to 5 miles per hour, clear skies, and PM clouds can kind of move into the area. So definitely enjoy this summer-like weather that we have for tomorrow. Now, I said don't worry, there's not going to be storms, but you're like, wait a minute, there's a little bit of stuff going on right here. Don't worry, that'll clear up throughout Tuesday. There'll be patchy clouds throughout the area, but it'll clear up. The thing that we're going to be worrying about is this kind of big storm system moving in on Wednesday. This is a major front that'll start affecting us around 10 a.m. See a little bit of cloudiness coming through, but afternoon and nighttime is when these showers are really going to affect us and create some chances for severe weather. But don't worry, on Thursday it'll be cleared up by noon and have these clear skies. But this cold front's going to move through the area, which means colder temperatures. So at 2 p.m. on Thursday, it's going to be 67 degrees in Muncie, 68 in Indianapolis, and only 70 degrees in Evansville, where it should be warmer in the south, you would think. But it's definitely cooling down. Now, if we look at our 7-day forecast, Tuesday, as I said, is going to be quite pleasant with a high of 80. And then Wednesday, we have those chances for storms and a high of 81. Thursday is when things are going to start cooling off with 60s in the area. And it's going to continue to be 60s all throughout the weekend with the chance of storms on Saturday with 30% chance. But it's going to be beautiful starting on Monday with partly cloudy skies and a high of 66.
So hoodie and jeans possibly this weekend?
Definitely, but it's
Nice.
perfect for bonfire season.
Oh, perfect.
Get your
Definitely.
s'mores, definitely hang out around a fire. It's going to be nice.
Yes.
Should
Good.
be.
Thanks.
All right, and now Ball State drops a nail biter in Iowa and goes 1-2 in Wyoming.
And the Colts lose a star for a lot longer than expected. Tony Sandlaben will join us with sports when NewsLink Indiana returns. Stay tuned.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
This is NewsLink Indiana.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Tony Sandlaben here with today's sports news, and kicking things off, football. The Ball State football team came up just short over the weekend at Iowa after leading 13-3 in the fourth quarter from a crazy defensive score. The Cardinals could not hold on for the win. Ball State's offense struggled to move the ball all afternoon, only putting up a total of 219 yards. The running game was shut down, and Ozzie Mann could not get into rhythm with his wide receivers. Iowa scored 2 late touchdowns to come away with a 17-13 victory. Ball State will look to fix their offensive woes next week when the Indiana State Sycamores come to town. Kickoff for that game will be at Schumann Stadium at 3 p.m. Moving on to women's volleyball, where the Cardinals had a tough weekend at the Wyoming Cowgirl Classic. Ball State went 1-2 in the 3 matches they played this weekend, dropping matches against South Alabama and Wyoming and beating Montana in 5 sets. The weekend started out strong for the Cardinals with a thrilling match against Montana. After dropping the first 2 sets, Ball State rallied, winning the next 2 sets 25-19 and 25-22, then taking the decisive 3rd set 15-12. Unfortunately, BSU only won 1 set the rest of the weekend, losing 3-1 against Wyoming and getting swept by South Alabama. Cardinal volleyball will continue next weekend when Ball State travels to Madison, Wisconsin for the Hotel Red Invitational hosted by 4th-ranked Wisconsin. Now, despite the rough weekend, the Cardinals did have a few stars stand out in Wyoming, one of which even impressed the rest of the MAC Conference. Redshirt junior middle hitter Haley Benson has been named the Mid-American Conference West Division Offensive Player of the Week. With this award, Benson now becomes a 3-time career MAC Weekly Award winner after picking up both offensive and defensive accolades last season. During last weekend's tournament, Benson led the Cardinals offense with 39 kills and posted a .492 attack percentage. Over the 3 matches. She also tied for team high honors with 9 total blocks. Benson and the rest of the Cardinals will resume action against Missouri State on Friday. And finally tonight, bad news for the Indianapolis Colts after losing to the Denver Broncos last night. The team learned this afternoon that star linebacker Robert Mathis will miss the rest of the season due to injury. Mathis was serving a 4-game suspension for violating the NFL's policy on performance-enhancing drugs. He had 3 games remaining when he was working out on his own in Atlanta, and he ruptured his Achilles tendon. The Colts will now continue to look to Bjorn Werner and Eric Walden to generate pressure from the defensive line, along with former Ball State Cardinal Jonathan Newsom. The Colts will be tested again next week as another strong offensive team comes to Indianapolis for the Colts home opener, as they will be taking on Nick Foles, LaShawn McCoy, and the Philadelphia Eagles a week from tonight at 8:30. Now, guys, some crazy news came out of the NFL this afternoon, from Baltimore running back Ray Rice, who was already suspended 2 games for a domestic violence incident that occurred in the offseason, has now been kicked off of the team. His contract was terminated after a video was released by TMZ showing exactly what happened and proving it was not at all what he said. After that happened, the NFL also suspended him indefinitely, so some big news there.
Yeah, a lot of big news coming this afternoon from the NFL. Unfortunately for the Colts, with Robert Mathis going out. But hey, it'll be good to see Jonathan Newsom possibly making some more noise.
It will be good.
Lucas Oil Stadium.
It will be good to see Jonathan Newsom. Made some plays in that Denver game last night, unfortunately in a losing effort, but we'll see what can happen against the Eagles next week.
All right. Thanks, Tony.
All right, then. We'll stay tuned to hear when the Angels for Blood Life and Blood Drive will be back on Ball State's campuses. It's really nice to see many individuals get involved with that. So hopefully, not even just here on campus, but outside of campus, try and reach out to more individuals to try and donate blood as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And the How I Met Your Mother star has finally tied the knot. Find out where he chose for that special day when we come back.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
This is NewsLink Indiana.
All right, and welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Robin White with your entertainment news. Is love in the air or just in Italy? How I Met Your Mother star Neil Patrick Harris secretly marries David Burtka. It wasn't much of a secret once he announced that on Twitter, and he dropped the anchor in Italy. But their love for each other is nothing new. Harris and Burtka had been engaged since 2011. To finally call it official has to be exciting. But since Harris revealed his love on Twitter, it seems like it is not only being shared virally, but locally. Here in Indiana, the ban same-sex marriage is ruled unconstitutional. The rule has not went into immediate effect, but hey, love does take time. The Catherine is pregnant again. Buckingham Palace announced the pregnancy this morning, saying the Duke and the Duchess of Cambridge are now expecting their second child. Catherine is suffering from the same ailment she suffered during her first pregnancy, an extreme form of morning sickness. As such, she won't be accompanying the Prince William to previous planned engagement in Oxford today. Catherine and William's first child, Prince George, is celebrated his first birthday in July. The new baby will be fourth in line to the British throne, and behind his or her grandfather, Prince Charles, followed by Prince William and Prince George. And starting tomorrow, the Angel is for Lifeblood is hosted on campus. Will be asking for donations. Students, you can donate blood and register as an organ donor. Because this is a Live to Give event, this blood drive will be a little different from what we all are used to. So don't hesitate to make a small stop for a big cause. The blood drive will be hosted at Pruce Hall on Tuesday and Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. On Tuesday, Ball State will first combine Angels for a Lifeblood drive and Live to Give event Tuesday.
All right, thanks, Robin. And now, Ellen, final look at weather.
Okay, well, as I said, it's going to be beautiful tomorrow, stormy on Wednesday, and then cooler temperatures starting Thursday all the way through the weekend. So it's definitely time to start doing those bonfires, wearing those sweaters, rocking it out. It'll be 68, so a little bit warmer on Sunday, but those lows are going to be in the mid-40s. So early morning means cold, cold temperatures. So definitely make sure you wear jackets, maybe an extra blanket when you go to sleep, too.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ellen. And the new Unity Community Center is adjusting its programming to include more than just programs for youth. 13% of Muncie's population is over the age of 65, but until now, the Unity Center geared all of its programs at youth. Programming for the Unity Center focused on the Boys and Girls Club. Mayor Dennis Tyler and the Unity Center unveiled the new programming, hosting a breakfast and resource fair. Plans for the center on South Madison Street started in early 2006, but experienced several setbacks, including economic downturn. So that is all we have for tonight on NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to watch tomorrow night right here on Cardinal Vision at 9 p.m.
Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter as well. Have a great night.
Thanks.